Clevatess, Season 1, Episode 7, Secrets of Magic. Who's got all the secrets? Who's holding all the knowledge? And where is this magic coming from? Let's talk about it. All right, so back, ladies and gentlemen. So Clevatess, Secrets of Magic. This was a good episode because we saw Clevatess running off to go find out what he wanted to find out. He left everybody to go get information, to get answers on what is going on with this magic. Why are the dark beasts disappearing? Why are the human babies disappearing? Like, what is going on? So we see it starts off with him running through the forest. We see him; he is on mission to get done whatever he needs to get done. Alicia and Nelluru are still trapped in the building with Maynard and his people. Nai, who we've learned more about her powers, who she's able to manipulate gravity. In addition to manipulating gravity, she's able to control iron. So she can move iron to her, away from her, whatever the case may be. But I don't know if there's like a range set up with this or a certain distance she can go. But for the most part, she's got some pretty OP power set. Now, as Nai attempts to assess Luna's more or less magical prowess, she's gloating about kind of everything that's going on. How like this is my power. You can't stop me. This is what I can do. Yeah, I got you pinned with these iron beds, so I can make you do whatever I want. I need to find out about this baby and what's going on with this baby. Like she takes this blue and red looking medicine out. She calls it medicine. Looks like a piece of candy. It's like a little orb, and she's like, once I feed this to the baby, I'll know if this is the right baby or not. What it'll do is it'll either A, assess the baby's magical powers, capabilities, and change the colors of the eyes of the baby. Or B, the baby will choke, cough up blood, and die. What? We just going from freaking 0 to 100 real quick. So of course, Nelluru is like, no, she's screaming, and Alicia hears her screaming. So Alicia is coming running up to upstairs trying to get to her, and we see the centipede thing attack and smash into the walls with that while all this screaming is going on. Then we cut to intro. So when we come back from the intro, we see that uh basically everything that's going on with Alicia is, yeah, I'm still a hero. I'm still this. I got to do what I got to do. She's standing atop the bug, holding its like antennae, and she is like fighting this thing. Thing is, she's got some strength because she kicks the bug in the face and kicks it away so that she can continue on doing what she's doing. While this has happened, and Nai's still gloating about what's going on, and the fact that it would take the strength of two raging bulls to push through that metal to get to me. And what do you think is gonna happen? Sure enough, Nelluru freaking screams bloody murder once that baby, once Luna is just like, I can't block it anymore. Like this is about to happen. Nelluru freaking blasts those iron bed frames, shoves it through the wall into the next building. Like it is stuck in the roof of the next building, and almost freaking takes out Nai, like knocks her down. But this could have decapitated her. Straight up pushes it through and goes to comfort Luna. Alicia arrives and sees like she's okay, and she's like, "Did she make that hole in the wall?" And Nelluru was like, "No, like I tried to get to her, and like the beds were in the way, so I had to shove them." And Alicia's like, "Well, dang, all right, run it. We got to get out of here. What about our stuff? The heck with our stuff. We need to go now." So in the process is they basically go back to back, jump out the hole in the wall. Alicia unleashes a dragonfly attack to kill the bugs that are in the way, and then starts trucking towards the forest. Some bugs attempt to follow, so Nai is attempting to follow, but she says with a kind of weak, following. I guess perhaps she says, "Oh, I can't follow because the bugs are in the way." Because she threw the axe that she had that she used to ride up. That's how she pretty much flies around. She threw the axe to try to take them out and took out one of the bugs. And was like, "Oh, I can't fly because the bugs are in the way." Like really, that is the most lackluster excuse for trying to attempt to pursue somebody. I can't believe it. That is ridiculous. Like, really? Just jump down, jump on your axe, and hit the ground, and then take off, like, and then just run after them once you're clear of the bugs, because the bugs were hovering. They did not leave the town. There's another, as they get to the forest, realize there's another barrier of bugs around the town in the forest. So Alicia and Nelluru are more or less trapped within the city, and they can't get out. So I'm like, if you jump down and chased after them, knowing your master's got bugs everywhere, so that you could have cleared these bugs here, and then you'd have that barrier of bugs there. You'd have plenty of space and opportunity to fight, go after, or what, like maneuver. So now it's kind of a cop out. Maynard recognizes Alicia though after she kicked the bug and ran away. So Maynard was coming to the realization that Alicia is a hero and basically announces it to the townsfolk that freaking like she was a hero. And he gets excited at the thought of torturing her. Like he can't wait to torture her, and he ends up rounding up everyone in the main square and to talk to the townsfolk about the heroes. And he attempts to side with them and let them know, like, hey, these heroes, like you already don't like the heroes, which we've seen them. We saw it earlier in the other episode that they were taking out the Ravens and talking about the heroes and how heroes ain't really done enough for them. Same thing applies. They are sitting there having this conversation with Maynard, and even though Maynard killed one of their own, he's sitting there talking like, "Hey, we're kind of saying so we're trying to get rid of these heroes. That's a problem. They just need to go." So everybody's kind of questioning and looking at each other like, "What do we do?" Well, this is going on. We see Rhodes Royes. So I'm gonna jump back forward between his name. Him and Eslia, like they have confronted Drell on in the Boelate Army on the battlefield. They confronted him at a river, and what ended up happening is the entire river got frozen as they were crossing, and what this allowed them to do, so the army of Eslia was able to attack. And remember, it's 6,000 versus 50,000. The thing is, they're smart. They're cleated up on their boots. So this allowed, Royes to basically come in and attack, use his regalia, Frostflower, to help freeze everything. He's got a team of wizards stationed down the coast, which Drill freaking, ascertains very easily that they're helping keep the ice frozen. And basically, they're about to scrap. And Drill is just like, you're in the way. We got stuff to do. But I admire your gumption. So run them hands. So basically, while they're fighting stuff, and he ends up using an attack Fangs on Ice, or Fangs of Ice, that comes out of Frostflower. Drell pulls out a sword that has axe blades on the guard. So it's like you're holding a sword and you've got axe blades. So if I pull this out, these right here are axe blades. And the sword is black and red. So you keep in mind with Rhodes, so with Royas' sword is red and white because, or steel, iron, whatever it's made out of. It's only part. It only has part of the regalia. Like it's not a full piece like some of the other blades are. It's like a full red blade. This is black and red. This is like a full, forged blade, and it's dangerous. So they're scrapping. So they already tell, okay, his power is probably going to be far greater in his weapon than it is going to be in the Frostflower weapon. But they're going at it, and this guy ends up releasing something called Claws of Deadly Dragon, and his regalia is the Dark Dragon. That's where his stuff comes from, and he is basically whooping up on Rhodes, and Rhodes is trying to hold his own. Like he's doing well enough, and he's getting a good workout with Dro. But what needs to happen now is they've got to stop them here and now, otherwise they're going to continue to march on. And once he takes, basically, he uses these claws, he takes down Rhodes. Like Rhodes is kind of on the ground, can't do it. He's like, it's in that, that I can't get up, my legs don't work mood. So he's got to kind of stab the ice. We actually see that he's like, I'm going to spare your life because you gave me such a great battle. Like, I appreciate you. So I'm going to let you live. But we're going to continue forward and doing our thing. As they turn to continue forward, you see Clevatess show up in all his glory. Just bam, what's up? It's like, I got questions. So of course Joe's like, you came all the way out here, like to question me. Don't you got better things to do? Shut up. Answer my question. Where does magic come from? What's the deal with this? And then Joe proceeds to ask more questions, like this question. And then Clevatess is like, yeah, no, I'm tired of this. Spears him with one of his tendrils through the chest. Is like, it's rude to ask a question with a question. Like, I don't appreciate that at all. I'm like, Straight gangster. He don't care about none of that nonsense. Answer what I'm asking you and call it a day. But there's the problem. We see that Drell has been waiting for this, and he has opened up a third eye on his forehead. And with that third eye, he's been forging a particular magic in secret. And he starts to radiate this red aura. And when he does this, he freaking calls out Prison of Dark Ichor, which means he uses his blood to freaking encompass Clevatess. And you know how big Clevatess is. Encompass all of Clevatess in an orb of his blood. And he explodes himself in the process. Like he explodes himself from around the tendril. All the blood goes out, covers Clevatess, and traps him within the sphere. And then you see his sword kind of spiral and stick down to the ice. Once the sword hits the ice with that, we see that Drell starts to be reborn of the sword and comes back fully healed, and he's fine with no issues whatsoever. And he stands up and he talks about how he sacrificed his body for this. And he says, "For you, my lord." And I'm like, is he talking about freaking I sacrificed my body for this for you? And he's speaking to the Lord of the Dark Beast? Or is he speaking to someone else? Because he says, "For you, my lord." So if he doesn't consider Clevitas his lord, then he's speaking to a higher power. So someone else may be giving him the powers, or whatever the case may be, that may be channeling that. So with that whole dark dragon thing, you saw the dragon claw come out the portal to launch the attack. Is there a dragon on the other side of this thing that is, giving him powers? Is that something that's part of it? Is that the higher being that's doing all the work to set up Drell to do what Drell needs to do? I don't know, but it's a problem. But he says the sword is his life now, so he's dedicated to the sword and whatever else he needs to do to, I guess, accomplish his goals. So they start marching forward, and I'm just like, yo, Drell's a problem, like a huge problem. Now we got to wait to see how Clevitas is going to get out of this, and then continue to move forward, and if he's going to meet up with the rest of the team. While we talk about the rest of the team, Alicia is still in the forest, and they can't get past the between the barriers of the bugs. So they decide they need best thing to do is to hide, to find somewhere to hide. During this process, we actually see the townsfolk marching, weapons in hand, and it looks like they are stalking the rest of Clevitas's team. So they are stalking Nelluru, Luna, and Alicia to hunt them down. So it seems like Maynard has convinced them that we need to get rid of the heroes and we need to move on from them. And I'll leave your town in peace. And it looks like they agreed to it. So pretty good episode. The setup is amazing. I want to know more. What's going to happen? What's the plan? How is Clevitas going to break free? Are Alicia and Nelluru going to be able to freaking avoid everybody, hold out long enough to escape? Uh, Maynard, he's talking about freaking torture. And we know that Alicia can take some stuff, but because she's more or less, immortal, it's like once he finds this out, freaking, how far will he go in his means of torture? Like, a little worried about it. The dude's already off his rocker. We see Nelluru has got some amazing strength. It's like, okay, well, she's got this awesome freaking strength. There's that like that mama bear strength. Like she's trying to protect that baby. So I want to know what else she can do. Like that this is just the beginning for her. So yeah, it's a lot. Can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. I think Rhodes needs to get an upgrade. So I think that the 13 regalia that we saw in the first episode with Clevitas, I think that she's gonna have to build a team, and they're gonna go and get those regalia pieces and give them to the new team members to be able to fight back against the Boelate Army. That's my thoughts so far. I'm not sure. Tell me what your thoughts below. Make sure you hit that little red subscribe button. I want to hear everything you got to say about it, as long as it's not spoilers, because again, I'm enjoying the show for what it is, and I hope that you are too. Until then, I will catch you guys in the next one.